everyone, welcome back to Medtalk. Today we're diving into the best ways to keep your skin hydrated this winter.
Okay, let's just get right into it. The temperature drops, the heat kicks on, and all of a sudden your skin just decides to have a complete and total meltdown. Does that sound familiar? Well, if you are tired of dealing with dry, flaky, irritated skin all winter long, you are in exactly the right place. We are about to build the ultimate expert-backed plan to keep your skin happy, hydrated, and glowing, no matter how ridiculously cold it gets outside. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to understand the enemy. Then we'll get into the science of your skin's own defense system. After that, it's your daily battle plan for that winter glow-up. We'll also cover what to do when things get serious, bust some really common myths, and then wrap it all up with a simple game plan you can literally start using today. All right, first things first, let's get to know our opponent here. See, winter has a very specific way of messing with your skin, and knowing its playbook is honestly the first step to fighting back. It's a fair question, isn't it? It can really feel personal. Like, one day your skin is totally fine, and the next it's a complete disaster zone. I promise you are not imagining it. There are very real, scientific reasons why this season is just so rough on your complexion. Ugh, I'm sure this list looks painfully familiar. You know that tight feeling right after you wash your face? The constant itchiness, those random red patches that pop up out of nowhere, and of course, the dreaded flakes. We have all been there, and these are the exact problems we are about to solve. Now, to win this battle, we need to understand the battlefield, which is your skin. We're going to break down the science of what is actually happening, but don't worry, I promise to keep it super simple. Okay, the single most important thing to understand is your skin barrier. I want you to picture a brick wall. The bricks, those are your skin cells, and the mortar holding it all together is made up of natural oils and fats. A strong, healthy wall keeps all the good stuff, like water, locked in, and all the bad stuff, like irritants, locked out. So meet villain number one, dry air. The cold air outside and that hot, dry air blasting from your indoor heating both have almost no moisture in them. This low humidity acts like a tiny vacuum, literally pulling hydration straight out of your skin. This weakens that mortar and starts to create little cracks in your defensive wall. And villain number two is something we all love, those long, steaming hot showers. I know, they feel incredible when it's cold, but that super hot water melts and washes away those crucial natural oils, the mortar that holds your skin barrier together. You're basically blasting away your own defenses every single morning. All right, enough with the problems, let's get to the solutions. This whole section is about your day-to-day routine. These are simple, effective strategies that will rebuild your skin's shield and get you that healthy, glowy winter look. It really just boils down to these three core steps. Think of them as your non-negotiables for the season. We're going to cover how to cleanse without stripping your skin, how to moisturize in a way that actually works, and how to protect yourself from a winter threat you might be totally ignoring. Okay, let's start with that shower habit. You don't need a thermometer for this. According to Summa Health, your skin will tell you everything you need to know. If you step out of the shower and your skin is all flushed and red, that's it. The water was too hot and you've just stripped away your protective oils. The easy fix? Just turn the temperature down to lukewarm. Now, when it comes to moisturizing, the timing is absolutely everything. Don't wait. Right after you wash, just gently pat your skin so it's still a little damp, and then put your moisturizer on right then and there. This literally traps the water that's on your skin, sealing it in before it can evaporate. This one tiny change makes a huge difference. And now for protection. You might think sunscreen is just a summer thing, but listen to this quote from the Skin Cancer Foundation because it's a real wake-up call. They say up to 80% of the sun's harmful rays can get right through the clouds and still cause skin damage. So, what's the magic number you're looking for? SPF 30 or higher. You also want to see the words broad spectrum on the bottle. That means it protects you from both UVA and UVB rays. Make this the very last step of your morning routine, every single day. And yes, I mean every single day. And here's why it's even more important in the winter. Snow and ice act like giant mirrors. They reflect the sun's rays right back up at you, so your skin gets hit a second time. That means your UV exposure can actually be higher on a bright, snowy day than on a summer day at the beach. Crazy, right? Oh, and here's a bonus tip. Great skincare isn't just about what you put on your skin. You have to hydrate from the inside out.
Of course, that means drinking plenty of water, but it also means eating foods that support your skin barrier. Think of healthy fats from avocados and salmon. You're basically eating the building blocks to rebuild that mortar in your skin's wall from the inside.
Okay, but what happens if you're doing all the right things and your skin is still freaking out? Well, sometimes winter can trigger more serious conditions like eczema, which is also known as atopic dermatitis. This next section is your emergency action plan. So for persistent things like eczema, experts recommend this really important shift in thinking, moving from reactive care to proactive care. Reactive care is waiting for the itch and the rash to show up and then trying to put out the fire. Proactive care is like fireproofing your house so the fire never even starts. It's all about taking back control. So what does that actually look like? Well, it's a strategy that doctors call maintenance therapy. It means using a special treatment on your usual spots, maybe a couple of times a week, even when your skin looks and feels totally fine. You're basically treating the invisible inflammation underneath to stop it from ever turning into a real flare.
Of course, there are definitely times when you just need to call in a professional, but it can be really hard to know when it's time to make that call. When do you stop trying things at home and finally make that appointment?
Here is a super clear guideline for you from Summa Health. If you've been following all these steps for a few weeks and you are still dealing with intense irritation or rashes that just will not go away, it's time to see a dermatologist. They can help you figure out exactly what's going on and get you the targeted treatment you really need.
All right, time for one of my favorite parts. There is so much bad skincare advice out there, so let's do a quick-fire myth-busting round to make sure you're working with the actual facts. Okay, let's start with the big one. It's cloudy, it's gray, maybe it's even snowing a little. You're safe from the sun, right? Absolutely busted. Remember that stat? Up to 80% of UV rays slice right through the clouds. Skipping sunscreen in the winter isn't just a bad idea, it's actually doing real damage. Next up, this one feels like it should be true. We hear it all the time. The idea that you can steam open your pores to get them super clean.
Yeah, completely busted. Your pores don't have tiny muscles. They can't open and close. All that hot water is doing is stripping away your protective oils, destroying the mortar in your skin barrier, and leaving you way drier than when you got in.
This is a really common one, especially for conditions like eczema. People just assume that if they cut out dairy or gluten or whatever, their skin will magically clear up.
This one is officially busted by the experts. The official guidelines from allergists strongly suggest against using elimination diets to try and treat eczema. The science shows the benefits just aren't clear, and more importantly, it can actually be harmful by increasing the risk of developing a brand new, real food allergy. Phew! We have covered a lot of ground. We have figured out the villains, we've busted the myths, and we have built up our defenses. Now, let's bring it all together into one final, super simple game plan to get you through the rest of the season. This is it, your whole game plan in 5 easy habits. Keep your showers lukewarm, moisturize on damp skin, wear SPF 30 every day, hydrate from the inside out, and know when it's time to call a pro. If you stick to these 5 things, you are giving your skin its absolute best chance to not just survive, but actually thrive this winter. You know, your skin works so hard 24/7 to protect you. Now, it's your turn to protect it. So looking at everything we just talked about, what is the one small change you're going to make this week? Maybe it's finally buying that daily sunscreen, or maybe it's just turning the shower dial down a little bit. Just pick one thing and start today. Your skin will definitely thank you for it.
Thanks for watching.